Charlie Munger has said that accumulating the first $100,000 from a standing start with no seed money is the most difficult part of building wealth. Making the first million was the next big hurdle. To do that, a person must consistently underspend his income. Getting wealthy, he explains, is like rolling a snowball. It helps to start on the top of a long hill, start early, and try to roll that snowball for a very long time. If you stay until the end of this video, I will explain in detail step by step how to hit your first income and start building real wealth. This is reassuring for those who feel like our wealth is growing slower than we think. But why exactly does it get easier? Let's see why it takes a disproportionately long time to reach the $100,000 mark and discuss some things you can do to speed up this process so you become wealthy years sooner. My name is Marcus, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you are interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if this video is helpful. The first $100,000 is the hardest, as most people only have their income from working a job to grow their capital base. To make the first million, you must underspend your income by consistently generating more cash flow than you consume. This may seem daunting, but with a bit of organization and effort, the rewards can be significant. One challenge that many people have is the process of actually starting to invest. Investing can appear to be a low priority, and it is frequently placed on the back burner until you find yourself and start scratching your head, wondering how you are going to retire. How many people do you know that would start investing if only they had more money? When they start making more money, they'll invest. Saying you'll invest when you have more money is like saying you'll put wood on fire just as soon as it starts producing heat. You don't invest because you have too much money. You invest because you want more money. Achieving the first $100,000 requires you to do the heavy lifting, meaning the majority of your money needs to be personally contributed by you once your portfolio reaches a consistent level of 6 to 7%. Once you reach this milestone, investing becomes much easier as your portfolio will have a good foundation, and you are more likely to find quality investments that produce cash flow. When the benefits are significant, you'll begin looking for ways to expand your portfolio more quickly. When the returns are better, you'll think twice about spending $100 in a couple of hours at restaurants. Achieving the next million is much easier than the first, as you won't have to put in nearly as much work. This is because after your portfolio reaches a certain level, typically 6% or higher, of the returns generated by your investments will be more than taking care of all your expenses. When starting out, it's important to remember that you don't need a lot of money to start investing. In fact, most people can get started with just $10,000. And once you have accumulated some assets and experience under your belt, you'll be able to accelerate your progress. When you have $100,000 saved, there are many things you can do that someone living paycheck to paycheck cannot. If another job with a potentially higher income or more room for improvement comes along, but the pay isn't steady, you have the savings to take that risk. Your job might pay $50,000 per year, but an opportunity arises that's likely to pay $100,000 or more per year, but it's commission only if you need that $50,000 paycheck. Taking this type of risk isn't practical. When you have a large pool of money that's easily accessible, your options for growth are much broader. You can take on more risk, invest in assets other than stocks and bonds, such as real estate or minerals, and create additional income streams through side hustles or freelance work. The possibilities are endless. The beauty of starting early is that you have more time to grow your money. The faster you raise the first $100,000, the larger chunk of your net worth it will represent. That's because for any given level of income or expense growth, raising a larger sum sooner will result in proportionately bigger increases to both assets and liabilities alike. So if expenses are going up by 15% each year while wages stagnate, then after only 5 years' work, someone earning $100,000 annually would already own $50,000 more in investments than they did at the outset. This is not to say that it's easy to raise the first $100,000. It definitely isn't. But with a bit of planning and ambition, it's possible to rapidly grow your savings and reach your financial goals, no matter what they may be. The real challenge comes when your income growth slows or stops. If you've been able to save a significant amount of money, and if you're still in the early stages of your career, then you'll be fine as long as expenses continue to grow at a similar rate. But if things change and your income falls below what it was previously, suddenly reaching for that first $100,000 will become much more difficult. Be careful when spending on unnecessary items. Do you really want to spend $100 on dinner out, or would you rather reserve that for special occasions and save more money? Instead, remember watching pennies like this is only temporary until you reach your goal, and you can ease up a little bit and stay away from large car payments for vehicles that are simply unnecessary, as these expenses are common reasons why people never reach $100,000. Never mind $1 million. Once you become familiar with the process of saving and investing, it will be easier to continue doing what you're doing by the time you obtain a substantial amount of money. You'll be used to finding ways to earn extra money and put that into savings and investments, not so much by choice, but because you'll be wise enough to know that it's the best way to protect and grow your wealth over time. Although the first million is the next milestone, it becomes easier as the majority of your investments will likely be the result of compound interest instead of money you need to go out and earn personally. By the time you reach $1 million, it's not so much about what you do, but how much money you save. One common mistake shy people make when it comes to saving is that they focus on short-term gains instead of taking a long-term view. This can often lead them to spend money they don't have or invest in things that may not be as safe or profitable as they think. But by following some simple guidelines and sticking to a longer-term savings plan, you can ensure your hard-earned money lasts for years and years even after you hit $1 million. There is no one right way to save money, but following these tips can help you achieve your goals. Set a budget and stick to it. Knowing how much money you have available each month will help you make better decisions about where to spend it. Automate your finances as much as possible. Setting up automatic transfers from your bank account or transferring funds directly into investment accounts will help ensure that your savings are always accessible. There are a few key points to remember when it comes to investing. You need a consistent level of income growth in order to invest consistently. Create an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your current expenses. Keep debt under control by only borrowing what you can afford to pay back quickly and cutting unnecessary spending. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.